police, go outside the law and execute a suspect, the people would regard that as good riddance, without knowing that they're actually putting themselves in danger by encouraging the police to operate outside the law.
For instance, Katitu, the accused person, returned his firearm with 3 bullets missing.
I still believe that those protests were sponsored, were stage managed. They were not genuine. I still do believe that.
This was a civilian, a boy, or rather a young man who was out there, and he was shot.
Cases involving police impunity always face that challenge of police trying to protect their own. That is a standard rule within the police service.
For the family to have closure, they were not able to testify because now they had already gone to Norway.
Titus Musila alias Katitu made headline news 5 years ago after residents of Githurai 45 took to the streets in his defense. The policeman had gunned down an innocent man whom he claimed was a gangster. Who was this man? The first segment of Case Files, Katitu the Slayer, starts now. This is a story of a law enforcement officer, a desperate community running away from runaway crime, and a family's quest for justice. Having worked for 16 years as a police officer, Titus Musila alias Katitu was not your ordinary kind of policeman. The man was feared among the youth and the criminal underworld, but was a darling of a community at the mercy of marauding gangs. 2013, Githurai 45. Katitu was attached to Kasarani police station and a police squad codenamed Spiv, a popular crack unit. Spiv was efficient in keeping the teeming population of Githurai safe, but had also transformed itself into a notorious police squad. Katitu, manned a matatu terminus, was known to virtually every unemployed youth manning the matatu station. Among those he knew very well were 3 brothers, Walter Wamae Mwangi, Kenneth Mwangi, and Oscar Mushoki Mwangi. These 3 brothers are since no more, but their elimination revolves around a man wanted by the law, but praised by a community.
Ama askari wote wavutwa, sisi tuanze kuiba, hatutaulizwa.
Tunasema hivi, kama serikali inataka usalama na sisi, ituletee Katitu. Sababu hiyo ni wetu, anatuliza usaidizi wetu. Amekuwa hapa karibu kwenye miaka mingi sana. Amekuwa tu akihangaikana na wakora hapa Githurai side ya 45. Wizi ilikuwa imeisha kabisa, na tangu siku hata kuna nyumba 2 hapa zimeibiwa tu juzi tu. Kwa hivyo yeye ni mkubwa wa hii area, watu wanampenda sana kwa sababu ya kujitolea kwake kwa kazini yake mzuri.
For a straight 1 week, a little-known Katitu was thrust into the limelight. Thousands of Githurai residents had taken to the streets to protest the arrest of the police officer. Katitu was arrested in connection with the cold-blood killing of Kenneth Mwangi or Kim. Not even a week-long protest and the death of 1 protester would stop the unrelenting pressure from the residents. At the time, Mike Sonko was the Nairobi senator.
Askari kama alikuwa anaua waizi, huyo anafanya kazi mzuri.
Katitu had drawn support from the most unlikely quarters. The political class had come to his defense, claiming the father of four had done a stellar job, gunning down notorious criminals and keeping the city safe. Caving into public pressure, the National Police Service weighed in. But residents of Githurai 45 will hear none of it. For months, close to 1 year, nothing happened. Katitu was still at large, still manning his station alongside his two other colleagues. With the National Police Service out to protect one of their own, the Independent Medical Legal Unit IMLU picked up the matter.
We came across that case through a report by the family. The family reported to us that one of their own had been executed by the police. And so what we did is we visited the area, and we confirmed that yes, somebody had been shot dead in the jurisdiction of Kasarani police station.
An initial police report booked at Kasarani police station had indicated that a group of about 8 young men had robbed passengers of a matatu while armed with knives. One female passenger lost her mobile phone to one of the gangsters, and in the process sustained injuries. Responding to a distress call, Katitu and his two colleagues gave chase. There was a shootout and one of the robbers was gunned down. The female passenger, the report claimed, later visited Kasarani police station, identified the body of Kimani, now at the back of a police Land Rover, as the man who snatched her mobile phone. She was given back her mobile phone, recovered from the gunned-down robber, and left. A police version of what transpired on the second week of April 2013. With this alibi, the National Police Service insisted Kenneth or Kim was a robber who had been gunned down after snatching a passenger's mobile phone.
This particular officer was very, very, was highly protected within the police system. That was the biggest obstacle. That even after the complaint had been filed, he was never arrested. Even when the investigations was still active, and he was threatening witnesses. We had received a complaint that witnesses had been threatened. He was never arrested. He was never placed in custody.
Kim's brother Oscar Mwangi also reported threats on his life to the police. Nothing moved. Katitu's police squad continued operating for close to 1 year. But this did not stop IMLU from pursuing justice for the family. A human rights law firm was the next organization to get on board.
The fact that this is a person who was very popular. He was a police officer. He was very popular with the public. They were up in arms protesting for 3 days because of his arrest. The other challenges were the family of the victim had to relocate. In specific, the sister and the mother, they had to relocate to Norway because they were scared for their lives since they used to live at Githurai.
1 year later, and now the matter in the hands of the Independent Police Oversight Authority IPOA. The Director of Public Prosecution at the time, Keriako Tobiko, directed the police to arrest one of their own. For days, Katitu still remained at large until he finally surrendered himself to the police. It was the end of the road for a highly celebrated career police officer. It wasn't until his arrest that it would later emerge that Katitu had not only killed an innocent man in cold blood, but he had threatened his older brother, who was also executed the same way. Those who knew Katitu say he was the kind of a police officer who will decide in a split second if a suspect was to stay alive or face the barrel of the gun. These were claims claims that terrorized residents of Githurai 45, especially the young, men and women. Case Files takes a short break.